Okay, hello everyone. This is Mr. K. I am going to be doing a presentation here on Indiana motor vehicle laws for mechanics. Um, you may say, well, why would I need to know that? In fact, that's probably more like it. Why should I care? And that may be some of your faces right now. As soon as you hear, we're going to be talking about laws. But I'm going to put you through a few scenarios that hopefully will help you understand why this is something you should care about, something you will care about, I'd almost guarantee by the end of this presentation. So first of all, these are just kind of my cues. Obviously a lot of you, everyone watching this is going to know what the word reputation means, but you'll see some of these slides are just cues for me to touch on some points. But first of all, your reputation. If you're going to run a business, either be an entrepreneur, run your own mechanic shop, you work for another person, or maybe you were just going to do stuff on the side, do favors for people, and make a little bit of money on the side, doing some mechanics work. You want to uphold your reputation. If you are known as the guy that does shady dealings, things under the table, things that are illegal, that's going to hurt your reputation. It's going to hurt your business. Eventually, going to drive you into the ground. So, obviously, your reputation is something you want to uphold. So, not just reputation, but there's other things we want to touch on as well. When we think about possibly doing something to a car that could make it unsafe, doing a shoddy job on a brake system, or possibly modifying it in some way that would be against the law, we also think about, is it going to hurt someone later on down the road? And so I start putting pictures in the presentation like this to kind of get your mind thinking, why did you put that picture in there? Where are we headed with this? So I'm going to kind of keep your mind running in that direction here. Here's another one. So looking at this picture, you may say, well, clearly someone broke the law, someone, ran a stop sign or did something that brought this upon themselves. Yes, I would agree with you to a point there. However, I can already pick something out of this picture that I could almost say for certain is illegal, and that is the fact that there are laws on the height of your bumper. This truck looks like it's got a pretty good sized lift kit on it. I'm going to guess 6 to 10 inches, somewhere in that area. The bottom of that bumper, for example, there are laws governing the height of bumpers. The bottom of that bumper has to be a certain number of inches off the highway. And if it's above that, this kind of thing can happen. And let's go back to this slide, same thing. Boy, that's a lot of space right there between the top of that tire and the bottom of that fender. You may be looking at a 8 to 10 inch lift. And if that bumper's already close to the limit stock height, you've sent it way over that, then it gets in a crash like this, I'm going to take a good guess that the driver did not survive a crash like this. Now you've got someone's life that was taken, and it may have been an accident. Heck, it may have even been the fault of the Mustang driver. But now the police start investigating, find out this truck's got an illegal lift kit on it, that bumper's too high off the ground, and that's what chopped the guy's head off. You may be looking at some big problems here. Here's another example. Okay, and I'm just kind of playing on that bumper height example right now, but semis have a rule also that applies like that. Okay, we've already kind of started branching into liability. You kind of see where I'm going here. Notice the state of being responsible for something, especially by law. Okay. Person whose behavior is likely to cause embarrassment or put one at a disadvantage. So again, a lot of things to consider here if you're doing shoddy work or if you're doing work that may be against the law. You may say, well, who cares if I'm doing work that's against the law? I'm getting paid for it and the customers ask for it. Well, again, you could be looking at a lawsuit down the road if someone dies as a result, or could be exaggerating factor of something that you did. And guess what? There are a lot of attorneys out there that are geared up and ready to sue mechanics, and that's their specialty. And in fact, this is just a quick Google search screenshot. I've got several of these on here. It is not hard to find an attorney to sue mechanic. Lots of them out there. Here's another one there's another attorney's website, the Bowl Attorneys, talking about mechanics and wrongful death lawsuits. Here's a different attorneys, the Bruning Law Firm, common types of negligence among car mechanics. Note, modifying car parts in a way that is against the law. They list it right there. So I want you guys to understand, this is not just me up here blabbing. This is the real deal. This is legitimate stuff. And there are a lot of people out there ready to take your money and your reputation if you don't follow rules. We talked about bumper height. That's a common one that gets violated. Let's talk about window tint. Don't think window tint's a big deal? Here we go again. Attorneys talking about, do tinted windows cause car accidents? Tinting is cause of Colorado car accidents. Let's see, what should I do if I suspect window tint contributed to my accident? Again, personal injury lawyers. You see where I'm going with this? This stuff is bigger than you think. Here's a lawsuit that blames window tint for fatal pedestrian accident. So hopefully what's going through your mind right now is, oh shoot, I've tinted windows for people on cars. Did I do it within the law? I don't even know the law. How do I find the law for window tint? That's where we're headed today with that kind of stuff. There's another one. Tinted windows and car accidents. And notice I'm just kind of picking on tinted windows, and I'm kind of picking on bumper height just because they're just easy ones to see in pictures, and they're easy ones to pick out, especially in parking lots. Okay. You may be thinking, well, what's the big deal? Some attorney hates me, some judge rules against me. I don't care. Here's why you should care. Okay, a judge can issue an order to garnish your wages. What that means is just what it says on the screen. They can contact your employer, whoever pays you, and essentially part of your paycheck gets taken for a long, long time, years, until this lawsuit's paid off. It could be the rest of your life. I mean, a wrongful death lawsuit, you may owe someone $1 million for their loved one that passed away because of work that you did or did not do correctly. And that's something you may never pay off. Here's some things that I hear when we start talking about these topics, and some of the things that maybe have gone through some of your heads. I'll work under the table, it won't come back on me. First of all, that doesn't really mean anything. Even if you don't give a receipt, you can deny you've ever seen that vehicle in your life. That person can just fill out an affidavit, sign it, and swear under oath that you are the one they paid to work on their car, and you're still going to be liable. Everyone in Vermilion County breaks that law. Yeah, there's probably a lot of people that break certain laws, but again, do you want to play the cards that the car you worked on, you put that lift kit on that was legal, or you did this or you did that? Do you want to play those cards and take the gamble that that car is going to be the person that gets in an accident and kills someone or dies themselves? It comes back on you. No one around here cares. Police don't enforce anything anyway. To be honest, I'm not worried about the police. I mean, yeah, you could get a $200 ticket, but what's a $200 ticket compared to a $1 million lawsuit? So I kind of throw that argument out the window too. I got pulled over last month. The cop never said anything to me about it. First of all, you probably got pulled over for speed or running a stop sign or something like that. That's typically what's on the police mind. A lot of police just don't put bother towards. They don't care about window tint or bumper height, or they may not even know the law. because that's not something that's shoved down their throat at the academy like a lot of other things are, like speeding and stop signs and all that. It's what's pushed by the public. So that doesn't really mean anything. If you got pulled over last month and the cop didn't say anything to you about it, it doesn't mean it wasn't illegal. He probably just wasn't in the mood to even talk about it that day, or had bigger things on his plate. It's Park County, that won't happen here. Well, we know how that goes. Okay. This is a tent shop. I'm not going to give you the name or the city that it's in, but it's a tent shop I'm familiar with, and from a place, a different part of the state that I used to live in. And they are known for tinting windows illegally. They don't care about the law. They'll tint your windows to whatever you want them to be. They'll black them out. Whatever it is, they don't care, because it's money, and they know that they make money off of that because they're one of the few shops that'll do that. So quick search of their Facebook page reveals that not everyone is happy with them. So you guys probably already read what's on the screen. April markers saying, nice guy, had my windows tinted here though, and got a ticket. After I paid lots of money, I expected it would be done right. Now I have to pay another $190 in fines for something I already paid however $100 have done. Exactly. That's kind of the point that I'm headed towards here. So you guys may be saying, okay, I get it now. I get the importance. Yeah, so I'm going to work on someone's car. I want to follow the law. How do I follow the law? I don't know these laws. How do I look them up? Lucky for you, there's this great thing called the law book. And the law book, or books, because there's really like dozens of them, have all been transposed into the Indiana General Assembly website. So here's where you may want to pause the video and type all this out, or this link is also going to be in your Google Classroom, so you can jump right to it. I'm going to kind of get out of the presentation here. You're going to see me do some more interactive stuff now. Okay. I'm just going to copy this and paste it. And actually, when I paste it, it just comes up with the website that you're looking at right here already. You can see the internet's a little slow today. Okay. I'm going to scroll up here. This is the website. Okay, this is not Googling Billy Bob's accident laws or Joe Jack's, Indiana laws. This is the official website, Indiana General Assembly 2020. If you want to know law for the state of Indiana, it's all in here. It's organized by title, article, chapter, and section. TAX is the acronym. You can see the different titles on the left-hand side. Other things might interest you. But today we're looking at Title IX, which is motor vehicles. Okay. We're going to look at some different articles, some different chapters, some different sections. But what I really want you to just pay attention to is we're in Title IX. If you already know a law and you want to type the code in up here to look it up, that's where you can do it. But this here is going to be your best friend. This is the search bar. I'm going to show you why. We're going to jump back to the presentation. Okay, let's say we have a customer asking us to install a 12-inch lift on his truck. Did you consider this lift could be illegal? Could there be a limit on the height of certain things? Maybe headlights. Okay, so I didn't even talk about bumpers here. I said, how about headlights? You think there's a height limit for headlights? Kind of a strange question, but heck, maybe there is. Maybe I ought to look it up. So I'm going to type in headlights. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give you a gimme here. And well, let's do headlights just for the fun of it. See what comes up. Okay, 1 of 7. Low beam headlights of vehicle. Granted, must be on the vehicle. Okay, it's talking about no tractor mobile home rigs. That doesn't have anything to do with height limit for lifted trucks. Repeatedly flashing the vehicle's headlights. Okay, that's talking about aggressive driving. No. Formation of procession and lighting headlights for purpose. So that's talking about funeral procession headlights. That does not have anything to do with it. Vehicle with lighted headlights in a funeral procession. Nope, that doesn't have anything to do with it either. I'm going to go to next again. Okay, lighting headlights for purpose of securing right away. Nope, we're still talking about funeral processions. Not interested in that. Okay, vehicle is part of funeral procession. Nope. So we've gone 7 out of 7 now, and we didn't find anything about headlight limits for lifted trucks for height. So it could mean a couple things, right? There may not be a law for it at all, or maybe we just didn't look in the right spot. Now this is just a trick. I don't expect you guys to know this, which is why your assignment's going to be something I help you with, kind of walk with you along the way. It is challenging. But the legal code sometimes calls headlights, and sometimes they call them headlamps. I just know that from previous experience. So I'm going to search headlamps and hit enter. Holy cow, 39. Okay. Well, let's see if any of them apply to what we want. Okay, design constructed to... okay, this is talking about if you're making a vehicle, how the headlights have to be, how powerful they have to be, visible from. That's not really what we want. Oh, looky here. Number, location, height, and color of headlamps. That's probably what we want. So all I'm going to do is go over, put my mouse right here, and I'm just going to click on the law, which is 9-19-6-3. I'm just going to click it. It's going to open up a new tab and take me to that exact law. Took a minute there for the internet to kick in. Here we are, 9-19-6-3, number, location, height, and color of headlamps. Okay, and then you can just kind of skim through it. A motor vehicle other than a motorcycle must be equipped with at least 2 headlamps, one of the headlamps on each side of the vehicle. Okay, sounds reasonable, right? I'm just going to kind of skim down here to, I want numbers, right? Oh, here we go. Headlamp equipped on the motor vehicle as described, including a motorcycle and motor-driven cycle, must be located at a height measured from the center of the headlamp of not less than 24 inches and not more than 54 inches to be measured as set forth in section 2B of this chapter. Okay. Headlamp must display white or amber light. There we go. It's got to be between 24 and 54 inches tall. Okay. Go back to our PowerPoint. So let's say we have a customer asking us to put a 12-inch lift on his truck. So what you need to do then is you need to measure the height of his headlights right now before the lift, and then determine if that number plus 12 is going to be over that 56, right? Or 53 or whatever it was here. Let's see. 54, I'm sorry, 54 inches. So let's say the headlights on that truck are 50 inches already. We can't do it, right? Because 50 plus 12, 62 inches, that's way over the 54-inch limit. Now, if the headlights are 30 inches off the ground, you could do that. 30 plus 12, you're at 42 inches, you're still well below the limit. Okay, hopefully that's making sense. Oh yeah, and then I also point out, it's kind of interesting, if you just happen to look down a little bit, you notice the next title, article, chapter, section 4 is on taillights. And it's also interesting to note, taillights can be as low as 20 inches and as high as 72. So that was kind of neat. That's not in the question though, but it's something to consider if you're going to put a lift on that truck. All right. How about this one? We're almost done. Almost done with the instruction part, and then I'll kick you off on your own. Let's say we have a customer asking us to install tire chains for the winter. He wants them installed no later than September 15th so he can be ready for an early snow. Is that legal? Can we do that? Boy, September 15th. And that was almost a month before this video is being made right now. Think about how little snow we had. Sounds kind of strange, right? But you've heard somewhere that tire chains are allowed in Indiana, but can you put them on that early, or is there a season for them? How does that work? Let's read about it. Again, go to our good friend, the state website. Okay, let's go back to it. What are we going to type in our search bar? How about chains? Enter. See what happens. Okay, first thing we talk about, let's see, this comes up, attaching safety chains on the vehicle in a lift. Yeah, we're not doing safety chains, we're doing tire chains for the winter. So I'm going to hit the next arrow over here. We're going to check the next one. Oh, look at this. Tire chains of reasonable proportions may be used upon a vehicle when required for safety because of snow, ice, or other conditions tending to cause a vehicle to skid. From October 1st to the following May 1st, a vehicle may use tire chains in which have been inserted ice grips or tire studs, including retractable tire studs that are of wear-resistant material. And then it just kind of goes down and talks about those types of things. So there's your answer right there. October 1st to the following May 1st. So there is a season. Interesting. So what does that tell us? We go back to our PowerPoint. Can we do this? The answer is no. You can tell the customer, no, I'm glad to put chains on. But first of all, the law says that there needs to be a reason for them. You can't just put them on if it's sunny and 75. And secondly, I'm not going to put them on this early. September 15th, the law says it's got to be October 1st or later. So there you go. And then, if he comes back and says, well, that's not fair, and you're a dumb mechanic, you can just say, hey, do you want to get a ticket? You want a $200 ticket or not? Because that's where this road's headed. And you've got the law to back you up right there, and you can look it up and you can even show it to him. All right. So at this point, it would now be the time for the video to end, and then you would go on to your assignment that I've posted on Google Classroom for you, which will have questions for you to complete. If you are doing this at home, alone, not in a class setting, I'll tell you right now, the questions are going to be difficult. Do not feel bad. Give them your best shot. You can email me for some help. I can throw some hints your way. Because this is typically a group assignment. So if you're doing this at home, it may be a little bit frustrating. Give it your best shot, and then email me and tell me which ones you had trouble with, and I'll kind of send you some hints. So, all right, on that note, good luck and have a great day.